Welcome back to Beyond the Diamond, the midterm grades for your bullpen and your starting rotation. Part 2 of our series we're running over the All-Star break. I think just a testament from what we talked about, the offensive side and defensive side, just a tale of two cities with this staff. You had the first half of the first half and the second half of the first half.
A lot of different arms used.
A lot of arms.
More than last year already.
And Dusty got a ton of hate last year for how many arms he was using. Now, out of necessity of injuries, guys coming up and down. And let's kind of start there. We broke spring training with Justin Verlander starting off camp late and pushed into the season. You had Jose Urquidy go down, ended up staying down. He's out for the season. You had Luis Garcia and Lance McCullers already on the IL coming off surgeries. And then in season, the biggest blow to the staff so far, you lose Christian Javier to Tommy for the year. And so all of a sudden, you're relying on arms. JP France goes down. An arm you used and relied on last year goes down for the year. And the one guy that no one really thought, last man up, last man on the roster, should have been an all-star, Ronel Blanco has been a godsend for this team and this organization, because we are not here one game back at the all-star break without Ronel Blanco being an absolute dude.
Yeah.
It's just he's sitting here and I'm going to pull it up, but he's been a constant. He's done what aces do.
Yes.
He stops. He's a stopper or he's a starter. That's what you want from your front end guys. If things are going a little sideways, a little squirrely, he stops it. If things are going, he continues it. If he needs something fresh, he starts it. It has just been able to have this, should have been all-star year, gets robbed, but at 109 innings pitched, he has 100 strikeouts, a whip of .972, a 2.56 ERA, sitting at 9-4 record, a 3.3 WAR,
a 1.54 ERA plus, which is nasty. In that many innings, that's crazy.
A legitimate ace.
Yeah.
A legitimate ace who has only thrown 58 innings in 2022 and 2023 combined. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Shout out to Dana Brown for even thinking that this was possible. He's a front end guy now, and man, it's if you don't get Ronel Blanco is going to have one bad inning, and if you don't get him that inning, game's over. The game is absolutely over, and yeah, wins and losses are it's a dying stat, but what he's been able to give you in these last 18 starts is a guy that's going to go deep. He's going to give an opportunity for high leverage arms to be used the way we want it to be, the Breyu Presley hater, three-headed monster.
Yeah.
And he just gives you someone that you could circle as a first-time manager of Joe Espada, that I know that guy's going to go there and give me innings. Yeah. Hell or high water, he's going to give me, and that's all you can ask for from a guy that was the last man on the roster.
Yeah, if you told me going into the season that he would lead the team in innings pitched, I would be like, what are you talking about? He's their fifth starter. Like he
had to make it on the last day.
Yeah, he's like barely just stretched out to be a starter, so he'll pitch every fifth day and maybe throw like 5 innings to start. Like there's no way. But he's by far the leader in innings pitched. He's the only one over 100. The next two are Hunter and Framber at 98.1. Then you have Spencer at 50 and Spencer at 80 and JV at 57. The Astros have 13 pitchers that have pitched less than 10 innings. That's crazy.
Crazy.
13 different pitchers and like 6 of them that have pitched an inning or less and gotten hurt or been sent down. On the starter front, they've had even less like starters that have, games started. They have had Javier, JP France, Dubin, and Bloss all under 10 starts.
Wow.
JV's had 10 starts. Outside, so Framber, Spencer, Hunter, and Blanco have been, they're your only 4 starters that have been going all year. And Spencer was called up, a month in. So, yeah, the rotation's, that's going to be a tough grade.
It's a tough grade because
very lopsided.
Yeah, obviously leave your grades in the comments and let us know kind of where you want to grade these guys out. But I think where the Astros are and everything you've said and how many people have been used to be sitting where they are, you have to feel kind of that luck's on your side now. But
yeah,
if you can run a rotation of the real question is, if you start the ALDS tomorrow, is Justin Verlander even starting for you?
That's such a great question, and I've thought about that as well. He's going to need to come back for at least a month before the playoffs and show me that he's still Justin Verlander. I know he's Justin Verlander, and we should be like, okay, if he gets activated a week before the season's over and gets 1 or 2 starts, he's still the guy and should be starting the ALDS. At the same time, if he's injured all year and he's 41, 42 now, do you still trust him?
It's crazy because I think I'm rolling out Blanco, Brown, and Framber. I mean, not in that order, but those 3 guys before him in ALDS, and you only need 3 starters.
Yeah,
in a 5-gamer.
It's interesting. I don't know if it would. I think in an ideal world, you piggyback JV and Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
I think you help JV's arm by letting him be able to only go like 4 innings. And Hunter, he's always been a first inning struggle guy. I think it makes the most sense. He has experience at the bullpen. He can come in 3 innings, empty the tank, 3-4 innings, and that's your third starter or whatever.
And the crazy thing is, we're not having this conversation about Hunter Brown if he doesn't go on this tear over the last 7 weeks, as he's introduced the sinker 2-seamer to his arsenal that has allowed him to should have been pitcher of the month in June. He's been absolutely pitching his tail off, and kind of a testament to this turnaround, because one of the last things that I thought we were going to see Hunter Brown as a Houston Astro, was the 13 runs against the Royals and the 20 hits he gave up in that 1 inning. Like, I thought that was going to be like, oh shit, like he's going to have to go down to Sugarland and figure things out.
Yeah.
And then
I think we talked about it at one point. We're like, should he be sent down or moved to the bullpen? And he got moved to the bullpen for that one. He got moved to the bullpen for one appearance. And he figured it out. Injuries happen.
And he's just been on this tear, and his stats over the first half it's not super sexy, but to where they were, it's incredible. He's got his ER down to 4.39. He's got 98 innings, like you said, and he's got 105 strikeouts. His K9's up at 9.6.
Since May, what was it, 22nd?
Yeah.
He's
insane.
Been
he's like
one of the best pitchers in baseball.
Framber Valdez, when Framber Valdez wants to be Framber Valdez, he's still a top-end guy, where his ERA is at 3.66 at the All-Star break, 8-5, 98 innings pitched. The strikeouts are low. He's only at 82. But then right before the All-Star break, he goes out and punches 9 out.
Yeah.
Like he's an enigma wrapped in a riddle.
He's one of those guys that I almost will never place any sort of gamble or bet on.
No.
No. He's Jekyll and Hyde, which when he's there, like you said, when he's on, he's on. If you told me Framber has his stuff tonight, I'd be like, okay, he's going to go 7, allow 1 or 2 runs. Yeah. But if you said, oh, Framber, he seems a little off today, I'm like, oh,
well,
shit.
Hold on.
That's three innings.
Framber experience.
Yeah.
Could be 2 innings, could be 3 innings, could be 5 or 6. Like, you just don't know.
No hitter.
Yeah, it could be a no hitter.
Yeah.
Spencer Arrighetti at 4 and 7. 80 innings. I don't know if Spencer even expected to have 80 innings logged in the show.
No, we were just hoping he'd get called up this year. It was a question whether he'd have a chance.
Swingman, yeah. And he's getting a lot of run. and there's gonna be growing pains, and he's gonna learn and grow in the show. But one thing that stands out, he's got a 10.5 K9.
Yeah.
That's
He gets his
tremendous.
Ks.
He's sitting at 93 strikeouts over 80 innings pitched, so he's averaging over a strikeout an inning, obviously.
His struggle is just finding the zone.
Yeah,
It always has been.
We talked about it before. It feels like he's been kind of Hunter Brown a bit, where there's a lot of soft contact, a lot of batted balls in play against him. So
squeezes him, he gives up a walk, and then
someone doesn't make a play. Like it's just stuff that happens to a rookie. But my top pitching arm at 24, logging 80 innings, it's only going to be a stepping stone for him in his career and for the Houston Astros. So obviously, go ahead.
I was like, given those, so we went over the main four that basically are the rotation right now. We went over all the issues and the lack of all the injuries and lack of innings pitched and the innings pitched spread between so many different guys. All that said, the Astros sit right now at 12th in starting pitching ERA with a 4.16. Given everything that's happened with all these injuries, given that two rookies are half of your rotation, basically, I'll take that. And that's even gone down. It was worse earlier in the season. So given that, I don't know if you're ready to give grades or if you want to go into.
I'm ready.
That fifth starter needs to be figured out.
There's, in theory, reinforcements coming through trade and Luis Garcia, who got pulled back off his rehab.
They're gonna have to make trades.
They have to make trades.
We'll do a full trade deadline.
We need two arms.
We'll break it all down on who's available.
Give me two arms. Come on.
Yeah, we need at least two.
I need two. I need two. Can't settle for one.
There's a lot of names that we've talked about. We'll break all that down in that. But as far as first half grade, I think they've worked their way. Like 3 weeks ago, they're an F. Just based on, like, I know injuries aren't their fault, but it happened, and lack of depth is a problem, which is a little bit on the front office. I'm giving the starting rotation a B-.
That's strong.
I would say C+ if Hunter didn't turn it around.
Yeah, it feels a little like it feels like there's a grading curve on this because the last 6 weeks have been so dominant.
I mean, it was the same with the offense. Yeah, everything was lower grades just a few weeks ago, and they've obviously come up.
I'll go B-.
Okay.
It feels dirty to give them a C+ for how hard they've worked.
Yeah. Well, it's tough because the four guys that are that rotation right now, that's a B. That's a solid B squad. Like, it's a very
it's not
solid,
them that have.
It's not their, like, Spencer's the only one that's like kind of had a, like, on paper. He's not
a rookie season. He's had a rookie season.
The other three guys I would start in the playoffs right now. It's not their fault, but the lack of depth and the injuries, I mean, that has to be graded as well, and that brings it down.
You have literally 4 of the 2022 World Series champion starters on the shelf.
Yeah.
JV, Javi, Urquidy, Luis, Lance. So I mean, you have 5 guys that
you have the whole rotation on the
you have
IL.
a whole roto just down.
Basically everybody but Framber.
Yeah. Everyone but Framber. Yeah, okay, B-. Let us know in the comments what you think the starting rotation grade is for the first half. Shifting over to the bullpen. You spend $95 million on one of the best closers in baseball. You let Hector Neris walk, who I think the Astros are going to go get at the deadline. You want to take?
Really?
You want to take? I think we have a reunion. I think Hector Neris comes home.
They bring him back
If the Cubs sell. Presley, who's been just nails. moves into the 8th inning role, which pushes down Brian Brady to the 7th inning role. You have this three-headed monster, and it just doesn't work at the start. A lot of blown games, not against them, a duck fart single, a home run later. The whole world was ending in April and May. Now, at the All-Star break, zooming out, you have Brian Brady being an absolute dude who's logged a ton of innings, though. We need to manage his health of his arm. You have Ryan Presley, who has like a 15 appearance scoreless streak.
Yeah, he's turning around.
You have Josh Hader just shutting games down when he's actually going in for a save.
Yeah, that's the thing.
He's not holding. He's not a holder. He's a closer.
Safe situation, Hader.
When Hader can just go close a game out, games are done. He's sitting at 18 saves. And then you have two guys that I will just, for the rest of my life, will champion. I will be in a nursing home talking craziness because no one will believe me about what we've done here at Apollo. But I will just mention these guys. Seth Martinez, who is just eating inning after inning after inning, 44.2 innings pitched in the first half. And Taylor Scott, 46.1 inning pitch, who should have been an all-star. Taylor Scott, a 6-3 record, a 1.36 ERA, 46 innings pitched, 43 strikeouts, an ERA plus of 2.92.
I was about to say his ERA. He's leading the team in ERA plus by far.
He is now your fireman. He is. If it's a 4th inning, high leverage, 1, 2, 3, he's in. If it's 5th or 6th inning, high leverage, bases loaded, no outs, he is your guy.
Both those guys lead in ERA plus, lead the team.
They have been absolute fucking nails from start to finish, soup to nuts. Below that is kind of the island of misfit toys. You have those four, Hader, Scott, Abreu, Presley, and Martinez, 5, that you can count on. You've given a lot of run to Sean Dubin as an opener who has some filthy stuff. They threw him in high leverage against the Rangers. He's starting to get high leverage innings. You have Brian King, who's come up, who's thrown 8 innings, who's been nails. You've had a revolving door of Forrest Whitley, Joe Cannell, Dylan Coleman for a cup, Nick Hernandez for a cup, Luis Contreras for a cup, Parker for a cup, and the elephant in the room, Forrest Whitley for a cup and a chair of big league time, Wander Suero. The biggest one is Rafael Montero. And I think that's coming to a head.
Really? What do you see, a trade, or you see a release?
I would see I don't see a team absorbing that contract. Maybe a contract for bad contract at a spot you need. He didn't pitch for a week, and then gets thrown in against the Rangers, give a 2-run tank in a 1-run ball game.
Yeah. He's been real like he's like the bullpen's version of Framber. He's been very Jekyll and Hyde, because there's been some stretches where he looks just like he looked in 2022. His fastball has that run. It's getting on hands. His slider's breaking off, and he's getting through innings like nothing. And then you'll have times where he just comes in and it just feels like either it's a command thing or the stuff's not stuffing, and then he walks a guy and then all of a sudden gives up a 2-run bomb. And then it's like...
It's tough because you're paying this guy so much and get the bag. But it almost feels like they're finding ways for him not to pitch. And you, at this point in the season, with the starters logging all these innings and all these bullpen games, you can't hide them. And so all these young guys coming up, do they make a tough decision? Maybe.
I don't think they can afford to do that now, but I think you're right. If there's a trade that happens, or yeah, I mean, a couple trades or something, or when Luis gets healthy, JV gets healthy, then you have the guys moving to the bullpen. Like, I could see that happening then, but right now they can't afford to. I mean, as good as Brian King has done, and as good as Luis Contreras has done, are you trusting that over the rest of the season? Are you saying these guys are real, so we can move on from Montero? Like, I don't know if you can make that decision yet.
It may be an off-season conversation, but I don't think the 2022 Montero is not walking through that door.
You think it's cooked?
I think if it walks like a duck, quacks like
you were all about him just like a month ago.
Oh, I love it. I mean,
you thought he was back. You don't think you could find that again?
The Astros need him to find it again.
No, they definitely do.
It's just his peripherals and everything is just his xFIP's like up to 638. His ERA is 4, so it means it's going to trend to that direction. Hopefully this break was a good reset for him.
I think it's okay. Remove the contract from the situation. Where do you feel about him? Is he is he in the
I'm up 5, down 5 guy.
Yeah. In which you need that. I don't think he's bad enough to say we can't have him in the bullpen. Because there's arms that you can have. Like he might be the 8th guy on the pecking order, but you need that 8th guy. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think there's a reason to want to cut him. But like you said, if there's a trade opportunity, then I guess maybe another team sees something that we don't see and they want to take that on. I don't know. I think there's time for him to find something. I think you're right that the 2022 version of him might not become.
It's long gone.
But I think there is some value there that he can turn around. He can be very useful in some situations.
There's 4 stats that he is bottom 5% in Major League Baseball. X slugging, he's given up a .475.
Yeah.
Bottom 5% XW WOBA at 362. Bottom 5% at K percentage at 15.1%.
Which is crazy for him.
So he's giving up hard hits,
mm-hmm.
and he's not striking anyone out. And xERA, bottom 6% at a 550. It's a tough conversation they're going to have, especially if they make trades and they shore up spots. I think we'll know what the organization is headed and going with the bullpen if they go and get arms. And I think they need to go get arms, but there's going to be hard decisions if you go get an arm. What are you going to do with arms?
Yeah.
So saying all that, at the All-Star break over the last 6-7 weeks, the big 3 have been the big 3 that you talked about. It's now all about innings. It's all about
you want to know the bullpen ERA?
What is it?
If you had to guess overall what the bullpen ERA is.
3.7.
3.73.
Hot damn.
You know that they are 12th in the league.
Price is right.
They're 12th, so I think they were 12th in the league in starters. I already went away from that. They were like 12th or 13th in the league in starting rotation ERA, and they're also 12th in the league in bullpen ERA. So all the Jekyll and Hyde and the up and down and the injuries, I'm okay with where they've managed to be at right now. Obviously, I want to finish the season a lot stronger than that. But that's an interesting number. Cleveland leads the league 2.62.
Yeah, because no one's scoring on Class A.
I mean, but that bullpen as a whole, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Second place is 2.94. Like they're that.
Who's that?
Atlanta. And Brewers are third place at 3.35.
Wow, so there's a big jump.
Gap. Yeah, there's a big gap. Jump. And then the rest are kind of bunched up between.
I wonder what
3.4 and 3.7.
Bullpen ERA has been over the last 7 weeks, though. I bet it's pretty damn low.
Yeah, I can't break that.
Yeah, I don't think you can sift through that. This is crazy because This is why I think they need to go get another bullpen arm. Brian Abreu, 46 innings pitched. Taylor Scott, 46 innings pitched. Josh Hader, 42 innings pitched. Seth Martinez, 44 innings pitched. They're all 8 innings less than Justin Verlander. Justin Verlander's thrown 57 innings. Obviously, he's been injured. Those guys are bumping up, chasing him down for.
Yeah, I mean, how many innings did Brian Abreu throw last year? Because last year was an issue. We were like, oh, Brian Abreu's thrown a ton.
Here it is. I'll pull it up.
He came into 72 games and threw 72 innings.
Yeah, he's gonna blow past that.
So he's way past halfway.
He's gonna blow past that.
So, and I guarantee that's other than probably Presley and Hader, all those guys are gonna be hitting their innings. I mean, I'm sure Scott already has passed. I think he's already passed his. Seth Martinez is probably getting close to passing his. So yeah, that's a lot of arms that on the starting rotation and bullpen that need rest.
Brian Abreu in 2022. This is just reminiscent hour. 60 innings pitched. 88 strikeouts. A K9 of 13.1. Gave up 2 home runs. 13 earned runs. An ERA of 1.94.
Nasty.
That's disgusting.
He's
An ERA plus of 198. He's 2023 and a 241 ERA plus. Oh
yeah, he's
He's
finding
so
it.
good.
He's getting back there.
he's getting there.
Struggled
He's
some
getting
points.
there. He's getting there. Oh,
But,
I love Brian Abreu.
46 innings pitched. His
He's
ERA
fucking-
plus is 128. I mean, he's right in there.
And he's built like a brick house, dude. Oh,
All
I
right,
love
so
some Brian Abreu.
bullpen grade. You're going first on this one.
Yeah. Man. I mean, it's once again, Tale of Two Cities. It was an F. It was an F for a while.
For a while, at the beginning of the season, yeah.
And you know what? It was probably an F plus just because Taylor Scott and Seth Martinez was carrying that fucking weight.
They're the best relievers on our team.
A B.
A B.
I think the big three are doing big three things that we expected.
Presley has moved my grade up significantly in just his performance in the last 3 weeks.
The nails.
Yeah.
And it's the same Ryan Presley. Everyone on the internet's, oh, blah, blah, he's done. Like, move him out of the 8th inning. He sucks. Ah. And then he gives up 1 home run in a game where it's a high leverage spot. And then he goes on a 15 scoreless appearance run. And we're seeing it right now. I'm giving it a B because I really like how the big three are actually flexing the big three stuff, and then Taylor Scott and Seth. I'm crushing on them, so it probably should be a C plus, but just because of Taylor Scott and Seth Martinez, I'm giving it a B.
No, I hear you. I'm going to go with a B minus.
Okay, that's fair.
I think similar to the starting rotation, and they're both, like I said, I think both 12th in the league in ERA. I think that's a B minus. I think I see improvement coming, and I think overall the staff, whether you go get 2 starters or you get a ace guy and a bullpen arm, or you get 3 guys that could be either, and you just give the guys some reinforcements, I think that grade's going to go up the rest of the season.
Yeah,
they should end the season top 10 in both starter and bullpen ERA. I think Hader's finding it. I think the big three are finally, like you said, becoming the big three that you wanted, and then you have Taylor Scott and Seth Martinez right there. At any moment you need, whatever they need, they can do it. Yeah, I think B minus. So I gave a B minus to the starting rotation and the bullpen. You gave a B minus to the starting rotation and a B to the bullpen. I think that's fair.
Yeah, I think my MVP of the first half is in this video, and it was Ronel Blanco.
Ronel Blanco
Was my first half MVP.
I would say, honestly, Taylor Scott might be my sneaky MVP.
Yeah.
He's saved a lot of games in, like, not situations where you think a save is happening, but 6th inning, bases get loaded, we're up by 3 runs, it could get ugly really fast, and Taylor Scott comes in and shuts the door, and we move on and we win the game. I think he's been extremely valuable. But what are your grades for the bullpen?
Let us know.
Are you above or below what we graded? You think we're being too lenient, or you think we're being way too positive? Let us know.
It's the internet, of course. Of course, they're gonna.
We're gonna have both sides of the
Both
spectrum.
sides.
People will be like, "Oh, y'all are being too harsh on them," and the other be, "Oh, y'all are just too positive. Like y'all can't be critical."
Why can't you be critical, man?
Yeah.
Why could you be
Whatever.
critical?
Thank you for watching. I think we might have some sponsors to talk about before I end this up.
Yeah. Also, like Josh said, let us know your grades. Shout out to Coby Stevens. Go to cobystevens.com for your newest line that they have. Fishing outdoor collection, new Seaside Club collection for your golfer, fishermen, outdoorsmen. They have their women's line, their youth line. They're dropping a new Astros gear this second half of the season as well. So head over to cobystevens.com or their office showroom at 14614 Falling Creek Drive and use code Apollo HOU to receive 25% off your
I'm
entire.
gonna go get me a shirt.
Yeah, I mean, you
know
get
what?
multiple shirts. 25% off.
You know what grade I give that shirt? A+.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It is. It is the Coby Stevens birdie shirt. It feels good. Man, I've been working out a lot.
I'm gonna go get some A+ wings too.
Yeah. Big City Wings, Houston's Wing Joint, Apollo's Wing Joint. They've done nothing but give back to the community after Hurricane Beryl, providing food for
I saw they gave like thousands of wings.
thousands.
For the first responders.
10,000 wings, I believe. Just insane amount of wings to the first responders, to the people that needed it over at Gallery Furniture as well, that they were hosting, that were out of power. And just go out, support local, eat local. Another one as well, Jesse's Burgers. Jesse's Burgers and Shakes. You can find them up on 23020 Speed Street in New Caney. They have been feeding the community with their smash burgers and their shakes. Just always remember over these next few months, buy local, shop local, and give back to the community because everyone is hurting post-Hurricane Beryl. So shout out to Jesse's Burgers and Shakes, Big City Wings, and Coby Stevens. And that's our midterm grades.
Yep.
The bullpen and starting rotation.
For the second half of the season, hopefully by the end of the year, we're all happy and we can give all A's.
I want to give A's out.
Straight A's.
I don't want to. Look, guys.
Like the teacher.
Guys, I'm the easiest school teacher. I just want to put on Angels in the Outfield. I want to put on Remember the Titans.
I
Put
literally
my feet
just
up.
watched that last night.
Banger. And I just want to give A's out. Like, just do the work. Just do the work.
Guys.
Just show up to class and do the work. I just want to give A's out.
Yeah. I'm excited. Big series starting up.
Astros win the division by 4.5.
Oh my God. Just coming in hot.
4.5.
I hope it's more.
4.5.
4.5 is too close.
I think it's just one of those we're up like 7 or 8. They chip away late and it's 4.5.
Oh, I don't want that. I want to win the division, but I don't want to be. I want to. You remember 2022? Remember 2021?
No, dude. I know.
Just, like,
2022 is not walking through that door.
Relaxing in the September. All right, guys. That's our episode. We'll be back next week. We have an episode. If you haven't checked it out, we just did an interview with Cesar Salazar. So yeah, good stuff coming on. Stros go beat the Mariners. We'll see you later.
Peace. Love you guys.
Go Stros.
Watch baseball.